Oh joy, another stank-ass dungeon.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Duke Nukem, Time to Kill. I am still Nagaroth, and right now we are in the stank-ass dungeon that is the basement of Castle Baron von Duke. We are actually going to, this is a rather frustrating mission, I should say. Have to explode these barrels here.
What's in those barrels can't be good.
It's very intuitive of you, Duke. Here's the rundown of the level itself. Basically, the aliens, having figured out that they could not take on the Duke family head-to-head, they decide instead that they're just going to poison them like the huge vaginas that they are. And you know what? Duke Nukem cannot stand for that, mostly because he would stop existing if he did. So, all those explosive barrels are actually supposed to contain, you know, evil noxious gas. Actually, though, the evil noxious gas is apparently invisible from water levels, so you kinda, if you don't know ahead of time, you're gonna basically hop up directly into the noxious gas and just immediately start taking damage. Thankfully, though, you're dealing with the pro here that, you know, ended up having to play his level way too many times. So, you know, so using that valve, we are able to temporarily lower the gas, so we can now go through these very narrow hallways with plenty of explosive barrels. It's kind of a mixed bag, mostly because we do have a new enemy here, the heavy Drac. He is mostly heavy not because of his weight, but more because of the armament he carries. Before I continue on with that, that is a rather useless little secret. It's got another biomask and an RPG, neither of which I really needed at the time, but I figured I'd go ahead and make sure and show off all the secrets. But yeah, the heavy Drac is basically a normal Drac with a little bit of armor, and the main problem being that he now has a Gatling gun. The Gatling gun is very damaging to Duke, and it's best to try and take them by surprise or just kind of know ahead of time where they might be. So now that we've gotten to the end of this gas-filled hallway, I'll just go ahead and somehow have Duke manage to take off his gas mask while wiggling up a ladder. And I'll go ahead and grab this gas mask back here, but we actually won't be dealing with any more noxious gas directly for pretty much the rest of the level. Even though the rest of the level has its own little, it gets more difficult, basically. But yeah, this is basically the dungeon under, you know, Castle Baron von Duke.
You're all free. Now come get some.
That's right, Duke. Free the prisoners to murder them. There are a few, you know, heavy Drac in some of the cells here, so you can actually take them by surprise if you're a bit careful. And here's the second secret of the level. Basically another extremely useless secret, more or less. This is a new item. This is invulnerability. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now you may be thinking, well, invulnerability sounds pretty sweet, and to some degree it is. It has a couple major drawbacks, though, one of them being that only your health is actually going to be protected. So if I was actually to stand there and have the heavy Drac shoot me, my armor would still be going down pretty consistently, and I kind of need that armor for a part coming up here. The second major drawback, as you just might have seen, is that the invulnerability does not last very long whatsoever. But you may notice that there's this very long bridge here, and that I'm throwing pipe bombs, and that's because a very dastardly ambush is coming. That's right, two heavy Drac from both the back and the front start charging at you at the same time. If you don't know that's coming and you just have like a normal weapon out, you'll easily dispatch the two heavy Drac in front of you. The problem will be really dispatching the two heavy Drac in the back with some, you know, measure of quickness that you won't get, you know, most of your life taken out. But thankfully, since I knew it was coming, I was able to lay down my own little ambush of some pipe bombs, and I was actually able to use them somewhat intelligently. But even if you didn't lose a lot of life from that whole heavy Drac ambush back there, there is a good chance you'd lose a hell of a lot of life due to the horrible jumping mechanics of this game. Basically in this very large lava-filled room,
Prepare for takeoff.
and yet again I really do have to question, you know, the structural integrity of this building where the foundation
that
is
hit the spot.
quite plentifully full of lava, that I really have to wonder why hasn't the castle really sunk into the ground. And I can only assume because the Duke family name is just scaring the shit out of the lava in the first place. But the lava isn't your only problem here, even though it is a major problem. Along with the shitty jumping mechanics, there's also more fire bats. From experimenting a bit with some of the different weapons at Duke's disposal, I actually found that the upgraded shotgun is actually pretty good at taking them out. Mostly because the bats do go down in pretty much one bullet. It's just really connecting with that one bullet that is the problem. So thankfully the spread of the shotgun will make it so that, you know, at least one of the pieces of buckshot will actually connect with the bat and kill it. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and get the second switch here so we can lower the drawbridge and continue on through the level proper. Now these jumps may not seem like they're that difficult, but the spacing between them and the fact that, you know, sometimes you might end up inadvertently hanging off the side will really screw you over, because if you're actually hanging off the side, your legs are going to be in the lava and you're going to be taking a lot of damage. Now for some reason right here, the emulator just started to chug like crazy, and I end up, well, messing up the jump. And just to give you an idea of how much damage lava will do, I'm pretty much certain I was going to die here, but thankfully I still had a little bit of my jetpack left. And yeah, I lost probably 50 or 60 health there in about, you know, 5 seconds. So it's always a good idea to never fall in lava. So, you know, life lessons to go around. And we got one more secret, which is actually like properly hidden, which is falling off what looks to be the edge of the bridge into the lava. And it actually gives us our next challenge. I think the next challenge weapon that gets unlocked is an upgraded RPG, which it's a bit repetitive, honestly. I mean, the RPG already does a massive amount of damage, so you're only
That's gonna leave a scar.
mildly increasing a massive amount of damage. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. Just trying to clear out some enemies here before I rush in.
That's one hell of an AC unit.
Yeah, what Duke is actually commenting on there is, you know, a very far way up. Yeah. Looks like they're having to keep most of the noxious gas here. I'm not actually sure if this is supposed to be a cooling unit or if, you know, Duke was just making some vague allusion to it looking like a air conditioning unit. I'm hoping that, you know, for the viewers out there, your air conditioning units don't come with biohazard symbols. But if they do, it would be a good idea to probably move. So, but yeah, normally this area would actually be a lot easier and a lot quicker if I had more of my jetpack left, but sadly I really don't have that much. And some of the enemy placements here are actually fairly unforgiving, especially there was another piece of grating that I could have climbed up. If I had climbed up that, I would have been constantly shot by the pig cop on the grating I should have actually been climbing up. And I probably would have taken a good, you know, 20 to 30 points of damage, which is kind of bad.
We have ignition.
But yeah, using my last little bit of jetpack here, you could easily be stuck in this little area right here if it wasn't for another jetpack. Hooray! So with this new jetpack, and with some horrible aiming skills, I don't know what struck me here. I was like, I got too much RPG ammo. I should probably use some of that up. I think I was trying to like get through the small slit to try to set off a RPG round on the ceiling there to try to take him out, but it just was not working. Or maybe I just really hate having RPG ammo. Either way, now that I was able to take out a few more of the pig cops, or pig knights that were waiting in wait for me, so that at least counts for something. And I'll just go ahead and jetpack up here, because I actually need a key from this guy. I think it's the Gantry key. Yep. And with that, I'll be able to go a little bit further down. Oddly enough, to get another key. I don't really understand this security system, but I pretty much figure for the most part they were just trying to overextend what was already kind of a short level. It's only a short level if you know what you're doing. The first time I was actually ever did this level was mostly quite a few failures and stupid deaths and choking on gas and getting ambushed by heavy drag. But once you get it down, it's pretty easy, it's pretty quick, it's not too difficult outside of the lava jumping, but, you know, I think that's just an engine limitation. So with those pig cops down, the last one dropped the key I need for the valve. But also, since I think I ended up using quite a bit of my med kit, and there's actually another med kit down here, I'll go ahead and run down here real quick just to get a refill on the med kit, which is always helpful. Also, this seems to be where they were experimenting on some humans on whether or not, I guess, the gas would work. Not really sure why you would need a constant supply of gas, or honestly, why you wouldn't just shoot people. I mean, it's the medieval times and you have lasers. I think you would win. You don't really need to poison people, but you know, it's the Duke family. What are you gonna do? Probably nothing. Probably get murdered. So with that, we
This'll clean up the toxin in no time.
we have Duke go ahead and turn this valve, which somehow or another nullifies the gas? I don't know. I don't really assume Duke actually knows what the hell it does. It's more just that there's nothing else that Duke could do, so obviously it's the right answer. But either way, that turning that valve somehow dropped another drawbridge, and we are almost done with the level. For some reason, though, they decided to shove 2 more pig knights in here for, I don't know, being I guess they maybe were trying to be assholes. I mean, there is a good chance you might have gotten to this point.
Good riddance. This place reeks of death.
Yeah, it reeks pretty bad, so let's get out of here. Yep, see you next time on more Duke Nukem Time to Kill. This is Niggerah.